Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Audible, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, and Spreaker, and about 28 more platforms, because I want the maximum splatter zone for more hope and happiness. And that's what this show is about. Thank you for supporting me for 567 consecutive weeks now, 9.5 years on the show, with shows that get you to focus on your own reality show instead of someone else's. And I am so delighted always to bring back repeat guests who are very close to my heart. And today is no exception. Her name is Akuyoe Graham. I will read her official bio after we take a bite of our gratitude sandwich for breakfast together. But you know her face. She is my co-host for the special series we did, It's Not Black and White, or Is It? And she's been here before to talk about her amazing nonprofit that she started years back called Spirit Awakening. And it is that time of the year where we get to do more than just shake our heads at the incarcerated youth that are in the system that need more than just the time when they do the crime. But we're going to get into that more. First, let me officially welcome Akuyoe Graham. Welcome to the show. Yay!
Thank you so much, Dr. Marissa. What a joy to be back with you.
Absolutely.
And your effervescence, your energy is just so beautiful. Thank you.
Back at you, sister. So I didn't warn you. This is a new thing I started probably 6 months ago, is to help people exercise their water their positive roots and exercise their ability to focus on positive things so that they can help themselves with self-care, is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich in the morning. So before we get into the topic, if you wouldn't mind, it's 4 specific gratitudes for breakfast. So I'll start, and it can be short, and it just has to be specific. So we just can't say friends and family. So I'm going to start. I am so grateful that I have a satellite sister named Akuyoe Graham. And the reason why I call her satellite is because we both are students and friends and daughters of Michael, not daughters, sisters.
That's right.
Just right. We almost aged Michael there. Michael Bernard Beckwith is a beloved teacher of ours, and he's not a person who inspires followers, so to speak. Like, it's not a cult, but he inspires leaders, and both of us have gone into different orbits, doing different things. But we credit our teacher, Michael Bernard Beckwith, for our foundation to do such work. And so that's why, if you ever wonder why I always say, Akuyoe, my satellite sister, that's why. So I'm so grateful for you. I love you so much. And it's always a joy to be able to be on the air with you.
Well, thank you very much. And ditto, I am grateful for this very specific moment being here with you. This is the best moment ever, because we're here and it's a gift. And I love your honesty, your willingness to look at things, Dr. M, and doing that series with you was really quite extraordinary, during a very tense time in humanity's history. And so I am really, really grateful to be here with you live through satellite, grateful for this technology that allows us to be together in this way. So,
Absolutely. And we have a beautiful message from Anna Mystica. Good morning, Akuyo and Dr. Marissa. You both look amazing. Share, back at you. And I'll use it as the a hint and welcome and invitation. If you're not driving, you can get on any device that you have. Go to my YouTube channel. The link is in my Instagram bio if you're there, or just go to Linktree. Or just go to YouTube and put in Dr. Marissa, and you'll be able to chat along with us today. So I see all the eyeballs rolling in. I'm also on Facebook and LinkedIn. All right, my second gratitude is that the planets did not crash into each other last night, and therefore we are alive to enjoy and respect and create and inspire and love and laugh with each other.
yes, yes, yes. And thank God for that. My second gratitude actually is for the team of artists that I have the extraordinary, fortune to work with, one of whom is Ama Mystica. And just so grateful that she's here to bear witness to this moment and representing the field of great beings that I get to work with. I am so grateful.
Beautiful. I am grateful for hot showers in the morning. We're very fortunate to be in a country where that is, normal. There are many places in the world where that is a luxury, if not available. So I'm grateful for that.
And I am grateful for my family. I believe my mom might be even watching from Ghana, and my cousin.
Yay!
So I sent her the link. So hopefully she was able to connect. So I just want to give a shout out to my family, my ancestors, the place where I was birthed. I'm very grateful, and I appreciate.
I am grateful. This is my last gratitude. I'm so grateful that I got to go to Ghana, and I went 2000, I believe, 9. And it was just the most colorful country I've ever seen in my life. And I love the fact that the name Ghana actually means with God.
Mhm.
And I got to go celebrate. I went with Agape and Reverend Michael, and got to celebrate with Brother Ishmael Tete, the Ethereal Mission 35th anniversary. So what a beautiful, and I know you just came back from there, and your pictures were beautiful and you were glowing. You could tell you were basking in the love of your family.
That's
Last
right.
gratitude. Yes.
All right. Oh my goodness. My last gratitude. Well, you brought up agape, so let me say how grateful I am for agape. Reverend Michael, Reverend Coco, Reverend Julie, Reverend Harlan. I could just keep going, right? The entire agape community, which is so beautiful, beautiful. And I'm grateful also for my partner, Masauso, who's a beautiful artist. So I snuck in a sort of a fifth one. So gratitude.
I'll allow it. I'll
Thank
allow
you.
it.
This is so wonderful, Dr. Marissa. I love that you do
Oh,
this because honestly, when you move into gratitude, then there is so much to be grateful for. Just so much to be grateful for. And it feels good.
doesn't it?
Yes,
So
it
that's
does.
how I start every show when I can to do that. I knew you wouldn't mind. And we have
Oh,
a beautiful message of love to you from Spirit Awakening Foundation.
oh,
And
love you
we're going to
too.
just, yeah. And then the bottom of the bun, which is something that I encourage you to do before you go to bed. So the temptation is before bed to think about all the things you haven't done, all the things you didn't get done, who done you wrong, what bad things are happening. And it's no wonder that there's a sleeplessness epidemic going on in America now. Yes, you have tons of things to worry about. However, if you ground yourself before you go to bed in what is good about you, then you're less likely to have antenna up looking for who likes you. Literally these days, how many likes are you getting? Instead, I want you to find yourself in your foundational roots. What is good about you? So what do you appreciate about yourself, Akuyo? What do you appreciate that you are in the core of who you are that allows you to sleep soundly, knowing that no matter what is happening, you're anchored in that self-knowledge and self-appreciation? Because if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect someone else to approve of you?
That's very true. That's very true. Because actually, not just approving of ourselves, in loving ourselves, that truly is the only gateway to be able to love another. It's impossible to love someone else without first loving oneself. It just doesn't happen, So
Absolutely.
what do I appreciate about myself? And
Yep.
funnily enough, this is one of the exercises we give to our students in our program. I appreciate my love of God. I appreciate that I have a practice that allows me to practice the love of God, and with that I mean I appreciate my meditation practice. It's daily, and that could be sitting with my eyes closed or taking a walk on the beach. I appreciate the love I have of the Creator, and I'm just so grateful that that's really been strengthened within me.
Mm, mm. I appreciate that I am a joyful person. 88% of the time, that is I am addicted to joy. And that is my one true addiction that I don't ever want to recover from. I appreciate that. I'm going to give you a compliment, and you can also appreciate something about me. I appreciate that Akuyo is truly beautiful inside and out, and you can see it in her face. You can see it. I know that when I'm not in my center and I need a little bit of balance, Akuyo's always there for me to center me. And I don't even have to call her. I just think about her and the love that she has for me. And I can just fall back into that.
Oh, you're going to make me cry, Dr. M. What I appreciate about you is your strength and generosity. You are one of the most generous beings I've ever met. Dr. M, without even asking, whenever we're doing voices or anything with the foundation, she reaches, she extends her hand, literally says, "How may I serve? How may I help?" And I see you do that everywhere. I appreciate just your loving presence, the way you love your daughters, your beautiful daughters, and celebrate them. Your strength and generosity is just magnificent. And I'm really grateful.
Fantastic. And I'm glad I'm making you cry, because I'm crying, and tears are the disinfectant that keep our hearts soft. So if you're out there and you're feeling some good, happy tear emotions, then revel in it. And we got a heart for that. Thank you so much. And that is it for breakfast with Dr. Marissa and Akuyo Graham. I hope you enjoyed your breakfast, and you can do this. I promise, if you do this every morning for 30 days as part of your Blisscipline, then you will have a markedly different day in between the top and the bottom of your sandwich. It's a money back guarantee. So thank you for having breakfast with us. And now we're going to go right into the topic for today. And I'm going to give you a better introduction. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering, haven't I seen this beautiful person before? And the answer is yes. Her name is Akuyoe Graham. She's an award-winning interdisciplinary artist, educator, and advocate for healing through the arts, who has dedicated her life to helping youth in the juvenile justice system realize their spiritual identity. Akuyoe has appeared in a wide variety of productions, both on stage and on screen. She is the founder, CEO, and executive director of Spirit Awakening Foundation. And let me just give a little nugget for Spirit Awakening Foundation. It is a nonprofit arts organization whose mission is to help underserved youth and systems impacted young people realize their authentic identity, value, and self-worth. SAF helps underserved youth build character and raise their self-esteem, therefore eradicating self-destructive beliefs. SAF's wraparound supportive programming and services include meditation instead of medication, creative arts, mentoring, leadership training, financial aid and scholarships, and arts and cultural and enrichment. Please give a warm welcome to both Akuyoe Graham and Spirit Awakening Foundation to the show. There, that's a formal welcome so that you know exactly who I'm talking to today. And you've been doing this how long now? When was Spirit Awakening founded?
27 years ago. So I've been doing this for 27 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
She started it as a college student or as a high school student. And let's go back maybe to that 27 years ago. And by the way, that's my lucky number in Vegas on the roulette table.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. When people go, I give them $5. And out of the 5 times that I've given people $5 to put on 27, twice it's come back the number. So yeah, so it's a very good number. So a very good year, auspicious year.
That's
so
right.
27 years ago, what were the circumstances that led you to say, you know what, this is something I want to do for 27 years or more, and pour my life, heart, work, soul, everything into this activity, into this organization that has really blossomed. And I'm so grateful that I've gotten front row seats just to watch the beautiful work that you've gotten to do for the last 13 and a half years. That's how long I've been with you.
Well, 27 years ago, I had no idea it would be 27 years. What I didn't know was that when I visited a juvenile hall right here in Silmar in Southern California in LA County and saw children, I think somewhere as young as 10 or 11, and they were handcuffed, the hands and also shackled at the feet. And when I saw that, it did something to my heart. I shook my head and I thought, where am I? And what in God's name did these children do that not only have they been arrested, that they had to be handcuffed and also shackled at the feet. And they were walking, they were being taken somewhere, and their heads were down. And it was like watching a line of enslaved people. And everything in me just said, no. Whatever you have to do, you get in there and do something about this. And really that is the impetus. That is what really made me commit to this work. And fortunately, as I would go in, and I did this voluntarily. The first 5 years or so of doing this work, I just volunteered my time and my services. I didn't have a contract. I didn't even know that the juvenile system was an entire system, and it is. So I just would go in wherever they would have me, into the classrooms, and volunteer to work with these. I started with young boys, and go into their classrooms, talk to them, do some meditation practices with them. And we would speak about God. We would speak about who they are. We would speak about, what their purpose might be for being alive. And we would do this through writings and improvisations. And fortunately, the students really took to the work. They really loved it, and it grew exponentially. It grew from word of mouth, from students literally leaving that place, going someplace else. Those who weren't released to go home, if they went to another facility, they would talk about the experience they had with that. There's an actress, an African woman, Akuyo. Akuyo. She does this thing. Bring her here, and literally that's how it all kind of snowballed and grew from word of mouth, and
Wow.
children themselves asking for what they needed and asking for these kinds of programs.
Mhm. So let me put the moose on the table, which you know that I do, which is my Canadian version of putting the moose on the talking about the elephant in the room. Because if you've never heard Akuyo before, or you're not aware of this program, and you are one of the used to be majority. Hopefully, it's not the majority, but the majority whose views and belief systems about incarceration is fundamentally, you say, if you do the crime, you do the time. And so, Akuyo, that's really nice of you that you're going to do these things, but they committed a crime. And because they committed a crime, from whatever, from thievery to corruption to bodily harm, all of these things, there's a price to pay. And it's nice, but that's the way our system is. They're going to go there, they're going to get rehabilitated in prison. So this is not your concern. You don't need to do this. And I'm sure maybe people didn't say that to your face, but this is a prevalent, unfortunately, reaction to any time there's any kind of prison reform. So speak to that for us and why this is so important.
Well, thank you for bringing the moose into the room. First of all, these, I'm talking about juveniles, and also to the adults too. Some of them are young adults, and many of them, most of them, I would say 80%, have not committed really heinous crimes. They have been stealing, maybe, repeats. They are on drugs. They are, working through addictions, drugs, alcohol, and so many things. And I just remember one of my students, a young woman, brilliant, that I worked with at Camp Scott, which is in Santa Clarita. She would say, there's a reason that these kids are the way that they are. And she would say that almost like singing. And she's right, there is a reason. When you look into the steps that brought them into arrest and into the juvenile system, you find many of these children and young adults have gone through incredible trauma. Whether they have been sexually violated, abused, emotionally, physically, they've had so many things done to them. I mean, I remember one girl saying, I thought I was a child, but I'm just a dollar sign, because her own family members placed her on the street to turn tricks. And this girl was not even 18. She's a child. Okay. So, not to excuse their behavior, I think as a society, where we have failed is not in choosing to understand the behavior, to understand where the acting out comes from, so that we can then respond to that. And yes, if you do the crime, do the time. Okay, I'm all for that. However, it's got to be balanced. Many of these children that are incarcerated, most of them are Black and brown. So we already know that they're not getting the same treatment as other children would, as our, Caucasian brothers and sisters would. So there's that, there's the imbalance of the injustice of it all. I've had kids, the occasional Caucasian child that I would meet in the halls would say to me, I get treated better. They get better food. I mean, it's astounding how it goes down the line, so you do the crime, do the time, fine. Make it equal. Make it equal, so that if a Black or brown child is arrested, treat them in the same way as you would if it were a white child that was arrested. So there's so many layers to this whole, this whole issue. It's very layered, and unfortunately, it's not black or white, and it's not as just as we would want it to be. So that's why I'm in there. To these children that are hurting, and they are, and believe you me, it's not like they're sitting there go, "Oh, you just come and support me and love me." No, they fight you. They, because they don't trust. They haven't learned that. They haven't seen that modeled for them. So this is very difficult work. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not pretty work. Your heart will be broken in pieces. You will have children sometimes cuss at you, throw things at you. They're acting out. And unfortunately, when they are in the presence of love, sometimes the first response is to lash out until they know that they can trust you. Really, that you really do care, that you are there because you care and not from some ulterior motive. Because even while incarcerated, many of these children are still abused. Now that isn't to say that there aren't extraordinary men and women in these facilities and in these systems, because there are. There are extraordinary officers, counselors, teachers that are trying to help, but the system as a whole, it is quite broken.
Yes.
The entire system is quite broken.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of nuggets there, lots of layers, as you said. One, the level of mistreatment in the environment that led to the crime in the first place, to the disparity between the treatment of Black and brown and other non-color, even though everybody's a color, but treatment that way. The entire broad understanding now, thank God, that rehabilitation isn't working. Whatever we've been doing in the prison system is not working. And I have to point out 13th as a documentary, if you've not seen it. Why are there so many Black young men in the prison system? I mean, I never understood that. Why is that, basically slavery again, in our system? I just pulled this up, the racial disparities in prisonpolicy.org. It's not a, it's no longer a hypothesis. All of the data shows early childhood victimization amongst incarcerated adult males. Over 68% of incarcerated adult male felons report some form of early childhood victimization before the age of 12, either physical abuse, sexual abuse. I know myself, the book that I got to write, I'm not writing about happiness as a psychologist telling you how to be happy. I'm writing it as one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma. So I'm grateful that my honorable moniker Oprah is bringing, the interviews with the royals to talk about mental health. For the first time, we're recognizing that when crime or, when people do bad things, there's a reason behind it. And it has nothing to do with your badness. You're born that way. You're grown that way. So, bullies bully. abusers abuse. And
Mhm.
so I'm so enlightened. The more I get to work with people like Akuyo and understand the system and have new eyes, I can move out of that BS, that belief system. Because I used to be one that said, if you do the crime, do the time.
Sure.
So I have to own that. But
Mhm.
if you're still there, please, just examine: is it possible
Right.
that the way our prison industry continues to blossom and more money goes into it, doesn't that tell you there's something wrong here?
That's right. And there's some light in all of this, in that Los Angeles County, here in LA County, um, the Board of Supervisors has mandated that within the next 5 years, um, the juvenile facilities be closed. Finally, yes, yeah, that is really, really wonderful.
Oh,
And
that's the
many,
first time I've heard that. Hold on.
many individuals, many organizations, Spirit Awakening Foundation being one, um, really, we have worked very hard and continue to shine a light on this issue, and to bring some understanding, and to say, hey, here in America, we can do better than this. We can have a better response to our children that act out, that do these terrible things. We can have a more humane response to their actions, and so they are now allocating resources to intervention and into the communities, so that the communities can offer youth, young adults, services and resources to help them along. So no one has to go and steal. So no one has to go and take something that does not belong to them. So again, bringing light to mental health, and providing resources. So it's underway. It's heavy lifting. It's a big task. However, if LA is able to do this, it will stand as a model for other states and perhaps other countries as well, you know,
Mhm.
to
That's
abolish the juvenile system as we now know it,
right.
as we
Right.
now know it.
Right. That is yay! That's the best news I've heard in a while, which is
That's
great. I
right.
knew you were working at that government level, and so I'm so grateful and happy to hear that. Yay! So for that, I will one more time give Akuyo Graham Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. And that goes to the Spirit Awakening Foundation as well, especially Anna's beautiful contributions in her comments. That
That's right.
she's really helping break down her comments here. It is a systems issue. A government that denies its citizens access to education, resources to a decent life, is cornering this population to survive and basically become criminals.
That's
Yes, it is
right.
creating a fertile environment for that, and
That's
then it
right.
punishes them. The funding allocated to prisons is to pay salaries and benefits for judges and attorneys.
That's right.
And most of our incarcerated youth come from very poor families that are barely surviving. This in itself is traumatic.
That's
Yes,
right. That's right.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Anna. You also,
Uh-huh.
sorry, Amma. I
Yes.
need glasses. I refuse to admit that I am not hashtag ageless, but Amma, thank you. I'm sorry. My eyes deceive me, but thank you for your comments. Now let's switch gears as the airplane goes by the beach here. Um, what is going on this Friday?
Mhm.
And it's your annual event. I'm so blessed. I I've been able to participate and help celebrate and promote this very worthy event. And I want to make sure that everybody gets the information. Tell us what's going on Friday.
What's going on? We have our annual event, our annual fundraising event called Voices of the Unheard. And this year's theme is luminosity. So it's taking place and it's a free event. Since we pivoted to online due to COVID, we are offering this event free until we go back live again. And you can access it on our website at spiritawakening.org or on our Facebook Live page or YouTube channel. And it's an opportunity to celebrate the resiliency, to celebrate the creative expression of the young people that we serve in all of our programs. Not only the youth that are incarcerated, also our youth in our quote unquote regular high schools as well, where we offer our arts programs in partnership with the Los Angeles County Arts Department. So I hope everyone will come out and support our young people. It's at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and there's no registration, no link. You just go to those sites I mentioned, click on, and you'll be able to watch the entire show live. It's about an hour and a half at most, and you'll get to meet some of the young people in the program and hear readings. Our guest artists this year include our beloved brother, Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, the extraordinary actress, Deborah Wilson, and also the magnificent actor, Al Rodrigo, and one of our young mentees, Joy May Silvers, with that golden voice, will be singing as well. And so, and Mijan Owens, excuse me, that songstress, Mijan Owens.
Powerhouse. I call her the
diva.
powerhouse. Yes,
That's right. That's right.
She's in the choir as well, and every time she sings, it's like, where did that come from? Because she's like this big.
That's right. Beautiful, beautiful artist. So we're very excited. You'll get to meet some of the other team members of Spirit Awakening. Our coup, Georgia Sedlak, Amma, the magnificent Amma will be there. These are brilliant artists in their own right. In fact, Georgia is a singer as well. You'll hear her sing a few notes. Yes, a beautiful angelic voice. And Hunter, Formika will be there, and Pluto, our resident poet, will sing. So there's just so many people that will be there at Voices of the Unheard. It's always a very moving event, right, Dr. M? It's very moving.
Always. I'm always crying, good tears, just in the true, like it hits me in a place of my heart that is so tender to see young people who express hope in art almost for the first time, and I can see just like the recognition that they finally know who they are.
Yes.
Like I think that's, you know, when you grow up and this is one of the reasons why I had the abuse as a child, is that I know how painful that is. And I believe that all that we go through in life that is painful is a way for us to know and be able to turn around and help someone else who has that same pain. And so watching these kids, young people sort of turn from the darkness into the light of themselves is so magnificent on stage to see it, that I'm every time moved to tears. I don't know one time where I've been there where I have not felt the tears of transformation, not of sadness, not of blame, not of anger. And I think this is such a beautiful representation of what is available in life for all, not just the youth who are incarcerated, but what a fabulous role model they are for all of us who have had messages that we're not good enough, or we're unworthy, there's something wrong with us, or we'll never get it, or we're not all that. And that's such bullshit-talky that that if you feel that way, whether you've been through childhood trauma or not, I don't know many people who don't have that critical voice. Come Friday, come
That's
see
right.
what is possible for not just these youth, but for yourself as well. It's a very healing program.
Well said, Dr. M. I couldn't have said it better. Thank you so much. And and the other thing about showing up and to voices is that it shows the kids, the young people, that there is support system available for them, that we care, that the society that they live in really does care, and it gives them an opportunity to be seen and heard. And
Mhm.
so this is just a wonderful event. I love voices, and it makes me so proud. So I invite you all to join us this Friday, November 4th, 7 p.m. Pacific time at Voices of the Unheard. You can stream it from our website, www.spiritawakening.org.
I forgot to ask you, is there, I'm going to pull it up on YouTube right now. Is there a video that we can play here if I share the screen? Let's see, voices. Do you know offhand? Here we go. Oh, that's the full event video. That's probably too long.
The one you posted is really wonderful too. I don't know if you have that handy, the
Oh,
one where we do
yeah.
the prayer
I
call.
don't. Yeah, I don't know if I did that, and I probably won't get it in time. But tell me how people can get involved beyond this fundraising. When it
Sure.
comes to voting, is there anything on the docket, especially coming up voting, or people to support, or politicians who are helping, and maybe
Yes.
politicians who aren't helping, so that we can do more than just help fundraising, which is very important. That's the first thing I want you to do
Mhm.
is if you have any energy around this to want to help, but you don't have the time, then the money energy will definitely help. And even if you can't come to the
Absolutely.
event, go to spiritawakening.org and give your annual gift
That's
to help the organization. But beyond that,
Mhm.
tell me some things that we can that what we can do to help.
Absolutely. And what a great question. Well, first of all, thank the county board of supervisors. When our elected officials do the right things, or the things that we feel are right, it's important to acknowledge that, because they do work for us and with us. And so it's important that they hear from the people. And so I would say one of the things we can do, and going back to gratitude, Dr. M, is give thanks, write a note, make a phone call. County board of supervisors, right on. You are, abolishing the juvenile system within the next 5 years. I support this and thank you. That's one thing we can do. And then I would just say, as far as voting, vote with your heart and vote with your conscience. Really look at what people are doing, not just what they're saying, because we know that when it comes time to voting, everyone will just say what they think we want to hear, and it all sounds so good. But really listen with your heart and your soul, and you'll know. And look at their track records. Look at what they have done, not what they're promising to do, but what
Mhm.
have they done? What do they stand for? And then make your decisions and choices from that point of view. So I think really the thing I want to say is what I said. Let the county board of supervisors know, let your elected officials know when they've done something that you approve, that you want to encourage. Let them know that.
Mhm. Specifically, I know that I can say, when you, especially voting time is so important.
Yes.
You can look at their views on prison and
Yeah.
what ballots they support, what ballots they don't support, if they are for additional funding without looking at mental health or the systemic approach around prison rehabilitation, don't vote for them. Those who make it important and say, you know, we have to do more than just build buildings and keep bringing more people to supervise the incarcerated, vote for them because they are part of this. So absolutely, I think that especially now with all the highlights and spotlights, maybe not in the positive way around our local politicians, that we shift that focus on what was not great into things that are great.
That's right.
So that is, who are you working with on the Board of Supervisors that you can actually say, you know,
And
they are doing good things? Yeah.
Yes, Supervisor Barger in this 5th District. They've been a long-time supporter of not only of Spirit Awakening, of other organizations and the arts. The arts is so important. And I think we have, I believe all our county board of supervisors are women. Hello, you know, and women, we make change. And all of them, I know Supervisor Holly Mitchell, you know, Supervisor Hahn, they were very supportive when we had issues with the county actually a couple of years ago, and really advocated on our behalf and on behalf of the young people we serve. So many of the supervisors are really very progressive and very supportive of children, young adults, and the arts, and bringing resources into communities so communities can really take care of their citizens, their citizenry, you know. So I am very encouraged by all the women serving on the County Board of Supervisors right now. And thank you for allowing me to thank Supervisor Barger for her support, Supervisor Barger and her colleagues in the 5th District, Anna Meridian. I love the way they support the arts and children's causes. It's magnificent.
I get to do on location news reporting now as a freelancer with a New York news agency, and I actually do Holly Mitchell's events. So I'm going to have to make I don't think I've gone to a Barger event, but I will definitely mention that she's going to get Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award for the work supporting your organization. And we're almost out of time. We're coming to the end of the show. I want to make sure all of you feel and show up for the free online event this Friday, November 4th at 7 p.m. It'll be about an hour or so long, where you will be inspired and encouraged and balance out all the bad news out there on what's not working in our systems with prison and incarceration and juvenile hall, and see what transformation looks like when love leads. I should do some commercials. Yeah. I'm coming up with some stuff I've never said before. So I'm downloading, which is great. Or uploading.
That's
Hashtag
beautiful.
the unlimited possibilities.
That's right.
And I want to also shout out to an amazing, I still, you know, it was Black Poet Day. And so I remembered my interview with Pluto and how magnificent his artistry is. He's my in-house, what's her name again? The one that did the inauguration. I always forget her. Amanda Gorman. Yeah, he's my show Amanda Gorman. And if you want to hear his work on, just pull up on YouTube, Dr. Marissa and Pluto, Poet Pluto, and you'll be able to hear that again. As well, I want to highlight, if you are still angry about George Floyd, if you're still angry about what happened, if you're still having arguments with people around white lives matter or blue lives matter or black lives matter, please go and enjoy the series learn from the series that Akuyoe and I put quite a bit of our heart energy into, called It's Not Black and White, or Is It? And it's specifically geared for those of us who want to do more than just shake our head at the things that are going on, that still continue to go on. This is not a light switch. We're still dealing with racism. We're still dealing with the disparate treatment of Black and brown people. We're still knowing that this is probably for the rest of our lives, that we're going to continue to, in love, anchor ourselves to create an environment where this is not allowed to grow. So please do go and check out those YouTube playlist on It's Not Black and White, or Is It? So that was the commercial for our things. And then you are doing wonderful things as an actress too.
Yes.
And
Yes.
last time there were some really cool things. Have you done anything that you can talk about?
Oh, absolutely. You mentioned earlier that I just got back from Ghana, and that was because we had a couple of days of shooting in Ghana for the Spirit Awakening film. And so the whole film is in the can. We're now moving into the post-production phase, and we're working very diligently to try to have a teaser ready for Friday's event as well that we can share. I am so excited by this, Dr. M, because it showcases not only the story and myself as an actor. We also have Pluto is in it, playing the iconic Cola Blue, and Drunara, Barbara, and Masumi. These are program participants. They also have parts in the film, as well as some beautiful actors, Kennedy, Zemet, and Hanadi. So yeah, we are really, really excited.
Mama is very excited. That's wonderful.
Our cinematographer is Richie Yao, who is an incredible DP, and just put together by a great team. And it's being produced by the foundation. Nabure Butali, Kenyan producer, is on it, JC Diaz, and just a great group of people that came together to bring this film into fruition. And our satellite brother, Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, is one of the executive producers, along with Reverend Coco Stewart. So, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
It's a beautiful film.
Yay. I didn't know that. I'm so glad I asked.
Yes,
I had no idea. And a shout out to Tristan, who gave us a nice little prayer there. Tristan Trotter. Yeah. I am so, as usual, we've run out of time, but I'm just tickled pink. We don't get to see each other enough, I don't think. But as I said before, I always know you're there. And when I really need you, I'll actually call you. But it's so nice always that we can connect here virtually. I will see all of you all on Friday at 7 p.m. online. I will be there. And as usual, getting my heart touched, because tears are the disinfectant that keep my heart soft, and Spirit Awakening is truly one of my favorite water holes for that. And I was not able to find the video quickly. However, if you go to my Doc Balance Instagram, it is on there. I think the first 2 lines, you can enjoy that as a preview for what is going on. And as usual, I love you.
Oh, I love you.
I honor you. I bless you, knowing that this foundation continues to grow leaps and bounds, that we will get tremendous money energy on Friday for you, and that everybody will know that they can #be the change by helping Spirit Awakening Foundation. Thank you so much, Akuyo. Tune in tomorrow. I have several fun things. I'm a frontline help from Verizon interview, as well as, more funds, my on location, Dr. Marissa reporting live, looking at local events that are helping the Black and brown community. The city of Baldwin Park has gotten some funding. So I'm going to be showing all of those video clips and interviews tomorrow. So keep it tuned here. Akuyo, if you wouldn't mind, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thank you, Akuyoe Graham. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from her loving room, reminding you, go and have the best day ever. See you tomorrow. Sam? You're